What's happening, family? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a podcast, channel, anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Welcome to another afternoon of Cast Sports Boxing Talk. This is the Thursday afternoon edition. How is everyone this afternoon? Hope that day is rolling along fine. Hope you stay here and spend the next couple of hours with Cast Sports. Got another big day planned and a big week. Rise Podcast in the building. Salute to the Rise Podcast. 9 p.m. weekdays to close it down for the JBT community. But I don't have to say too much about the Rise Podcast. Everybody already knows about them. Fire show. But I got a big show planned for you too. We're gonna take a look at the top 10 Mexican boxers of all time today. Al Booger. What's up? What's up, Al Booger? Salute. The profile will be on Salvador Sanchez. Great Mexican boxer. Might be number one on the list. Who knows? Gotta stick around and see. NFL playoff straight ahead. My Ravens don't play this weekend. Did I tell you they were the number one seed in the AFC? I think I did. Baltimore is kind of like running sports right now. Ravens get that Super Bowl. We had the Super Bowl champion, the face of boxing. Baltimore will be the sports capital of the world. But how is everybody today, though? Beautiful day here in Maryland, where I live at. After the rain and the cold of the last few days, we deserve a break. We deserve a break. Then we got another great card coming up this weekend, headlined by Artur Beterbiev going up against Callum Smith. I've heard talk of Callum Smith getting the upset. But those people have been drinking. They say the power is the last thing to go. And what was that guy named? Big Watch Barroso Fort or Harvard Davis? Yeah, ask him about that old man power. He'll tell you. Big Watch put the boo-bop bang on him last Saturday. And he's older than Beterbiev. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing any upsets. Beterbiev has a 100% knockout rate, and I think he will still have it after Saturday. What is he, 20-0? Well, that's Virgil. Beterbiev is about 19-0, 19 knockouts. Whatever he is, he stopped everybody. And I don't think Callum Smith's going to change that this weekend. But we got great boxing. We got a young rising star, Christian and Billy on the card. know why anybody's not talking about Billy and David Morrell. Wouldn't they be a good matchup? Yeah, I think so. I mean, Benavidez, Canelo, they're not trying to fight either one of them, so why don't they just fight each other? People will see a great performance and then they'll start demanding the Mexican Monster and Canelo step up to the plate. But speaking of Canelo and the Mexican Monster, today is the top 10 Mexican boxers of all time, so we'll see if those two make the list, But remember, it's all time, so you'll hear a few boxers from, 20s, 30s, 50s, 60s. They don't just all have to be now. Canelo might not even be on the list. What's up, GP? Gregory Pratt, hashtag JBT. Let me correct that. What's up with you, bro? GP is in the building. Hashtag JBT. Just boxing talk. And not just boxing talk either, though. We got Remo with his Let's Talk Fashion. And I sit up there and missed the first show. Much as I've been talking about. I don't even know. I was looking for it. I found it when it was over. It was a fire show though. I watched it this morning. I'm sitting there yesterday watching the preview. I thought that was the show. Then it ended in 10 minutes. I'm like, hold up. Then I find the show today. But I'll be in there on the next one, Remo. But it was fire. If you haven't watched it, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. A blend of fashion, what's life. Just a fire show. Check it out. From Remo. Just another fire show to the JBT lineup. We're going to talk about Salvatore Sanchez. And also today we are going to talk about the history of the featherweight division, 126. Because, I've been doing a history of the weight classes. I do a different one each day. Started at heavyweight. I'm now up to featherweight. And let me do my little daily update on Kazuki Anaguchi. He's the Japanese boxer that went into he went unconscious after his fight December 26th, and then they put him into a medically induced coma when he got to the hospital. But last word is he's still unconscious in the hospital. Okay. Still not out of the water. So, like I've been saying, if you are a praying person, say one for Kazuki Anaguchi, the Japanese boxer that's in the hospital, unconscious. I'm not sure if he's still he was put in a medically induced coma, so I don't know if he's in the coma or just unconscious, but he's still in very bad shape. So, if you are a praying person, say one for him. Kazuki Anaguchi. He has a condition called subdural hematoma. Okay. Serious condition, something to do with the brain. The head is not meant to be punched on like that, but hey, it's a part of the sport we love, and unfortunately, these things are a part of it. It doesn't happen too often, but one time is too many. And just look at last weekend, that debacle from Golden Boy. And what makes it even more crazier? They put a guy in the ring with a aneurysm. Just like a couple weeks after the guy went unconscious after a fight, in the hospital right now fighting for his life, and they would do some shit like that. That makes it even more ridiculous. At the exact same time they did it, it's the boxer in the hospital fighting for his life with brain damage. That shows that the Golden Boy is trash. Man, they really don't care. Trash, And they tried to put Tony Weeks on the spot. Yeah. I put him on my list, Booker. I'm thinking about making a last minute change and taking him off. You know, thinking about making a last minute change and taking him off. Yeah, that's very similar to my list right there. Yeah, I put Canelo on there. But you know, he's a proven known cheater, and I really thought about that hard, you know. But I think without the cheating, he probably still would have been, you know, a very good fighter. But who knows? He got caught cheating once, so who knows how many times he cheated? You know what I mean? So yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mexicans, man. They have some great boxers come out of that country. Yeah, Mexico. So let's take a look at it. So first, I'm going to do a little profile on Salvador Sanchez. Great Mexican boxer. Here's the top of the list. He was in a car accident at 28 years old. There ain't no telling how great he could have been. And if he hadn't had that accident, he probably would be the number one on the list, you know? Yep. But Salvador Sanchez, born January 26, 1959. Yeah, I know, Al Booker, you're gonna make me take him off at the last minute. I'm gonna have to make it a top 9 list. Yeah, I can think of somebody else to put on there. I thought about not putting him on there, but I thought it would be a lot of flack by him not being on there. But you know, yeah, that is so true, Al Booker. Cheating should disqualify you. Now, there might be some guys on there that cheated, but they weren't caught. So, you know, but proven court cheaters, should be disqualified from all this. You are 100% correct, Al Booker. 100% correct. So, yeah. You have just convinced me to remove Canelo Alvarez from my top 10 list. Yeah. He's a proven cheater. You know what I mean? And if you cheat once, how many times you cheat once and get caught? How many times did you cheat and didn't get caught? You know what I mean? So thank you, Al Booker. So warning to all Canelo lovers, Canelo is not on the list. Okay, but let's look at Salvador Sanchez. Born August 26, 1959. Former Mexican professional boxer. Okay? Excuse me. He was a WBC and Ring Magazine champion from 1980 to 1982. Many of his contemporaries, as well as boxing writers, believe that had it not been for his premature death, he could have gone on to become the greatest featherweight boxer of all time. And he's still in the conversation, okay? Still in the conversation. He died on August 12, 1982 in a car accident. And he also has a nephew by the same name, Salvador Sanchez II. Okay, that was a boxer. I never heard of him. His nickname was the Invincible Eagle. Yeah, Al Booker. I thought about not putting him on there long and hard, but you know, I thought people would be, why Canelo ain't on there? But hearing somebody say that one person say he shouldn't be on there, he's off. He's history. I think he's manufactured anyway. He has at least 7 losses. At least 7, you know, that they cheated for him. And remember earlier in his career, all those fights down in Mexico that nobody saw. How many of those did they cheat for? So realistically, if you look at it, he probably got about 10 losses. I can name 7 right off the top of my head that he should have. Okay. In 1991, Salvador Sanchez was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He was co-fighter of the year in 1991 with Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay. In 2002, he was named 24th greatest fighter of the past 80 years by Ring Magazine. And all these honors in a career that was cut short, remember, at 28 years old. He died right smack dab in the middle of his prime, you know, but he still got all these honors. Still arguably the greatest featherweight of all time. Okay. Now it's fitting that the profile is on Salvador Sanchez, the Mexican boxer, and we're doing a history of the featherweight division today. Well, didn't plan it that way. I mean, I did plan to do a Mexican boxer, but not featherweight. So that worked out nice. Okay. 2003, the Ring named him 88 on the list of 100 greatest punchers of all time. Okay. Now check this out. He was voted the number 3 featherweight of the 20th century by the Associated Press. So no doubt, if he hadn't, his life hadn't got cut short in his prime at 28, he would definitely be number 1 on that list. No doubt. He's number 3. In spite of, getting cut short, getting his life cut short in the middle of his prime. Okay? So no doubt he would be number 1. Okay. Let's take a look at his early life. Early life of Salvador Sanchez. Thank you, Al Booker. Okay, early life. Father was named Felipe Sanchez. His mother was Maria Luisa Narvaez. Okay? So that was a short early life. Look at his career. He started boxing professionally at the age of 16, okay? Now, his amateur career, he only had 4 fights. And when he started as a professional at 16, he started piling up wins against tough Mexican opposition. His first fight of note came in his 19th fight against the Mexican bantamweight champion, Antonio Barcera. And Barcera was too experienced for him. But he still only beat Sanchez by a split decision. Now, you know, I would love to see prime Sanchez, prime in a way. I got Sanchez. Okay. Then he eventually moved up to the featherweight division. That's where he had his greatest performances. Soon he started beating people like Felix Trinidad Sr. Okay. Yep, Felix Trinidad's father was a boxer too. And soon he earned a shot at bantamweight champion Danny Little Red Lopez. Popular fighter of the late 70s. Confident and hard to beat, Lopez was beaten by the 21-year-old Sanchez, only 21 at the time. Sanchez knocked him out in round 13. They was going 15 rounds back then. That was his first championship, February 2nd, 1980. Okay? His first defense was a 15-round unanimous decision over Ruben Castillo. And thinking Lopez, when he beat Lopez, Lopez called it beginner's luck, okay? And he got the rematch with Sanchez. This time, Sanchez stopped him in the 14th round, okay? December 13th, 1980, he beat Juan Laporte by unanimous decision. Then he went on, defended against Roberto Castanon. Beat him by decision. But he was still unknown to the casual boxing. No, when he beat Wilfredo Gomez, the great Mexican fighter. Okay, he was number 1 on my top 10 list of all Mexicans. And the Wilfredo Gomez Sanchez fight was what made Sanchez start being known to the casual fan, because that was a great fight between two high-profile fighters. Okay, great fight. Sanchez knocked him out in the 8th round, but it was a great fight up to that point. He had Gomez down in the 1st round. The Gomez got up and they made a great fight out of it. July 21st, 1982, he faced future champion Azuma Nelson at the Garden. He was supposed to fight Mario Miranda, but he got hurt, and Azuma Nelson was a late replacement for him. It was an intense battle. Sanchez dropped Nelson in the 7th round. Nelson was real young then. That was before he won his first championship. Sanchez dropped him in the 1st round. And then after that, they started exchanging violent exchanges. In the 15th round, Sanchez dropped him again, almost knocked him out of the ring. Tony Perez had to stop the fight seconds after that. But Nelson went on to have a great career after that. And he's also into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So great fight. That's another great fight if you want to go back and watch an old fight. Salvador Sanchez and Azuma Nelson. Okay. Great fight. Sanchez was a dominant featherweight champion. Okay. Dominant. He held title defense victories over the next 3 fighters he fought: Laporte, Gomez, and Nelson. Nelson won the WBC title after Sanchez's death. Knocked out. He went 4-0 against Danny Lopez twice, Wilfredo Gomez, and Azuma Nelson. And those were the big heavy hitters of the featherweight division at that time. He beat all of them. Yep. All Hall of Famers and former world champion. Sanchez went 4-0 against him. And his professional career was cut short at that point. Okay. 3 weeks after his win over Azuma Nelson, he was training for a rematch with Juan Laporte. That was supposed to be that September. He crashed his car in the early morning of August 12, 1982, driving a Porsche 928 sports car. That was a nice ride at that time. In Mexico. At the time of his death, he died instantly. At the time of his death, there were talks about a fight with Colombian Mario Miranda, a rematch with Gomez, or a challenge of world lightweight champion Alexis Arguello. That never happened. Sanchez finished his career with a record of 44-1, 1 draw. He was posthumously inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And that one loss came early in his career. I think he was like 16, 17 years old, down in Mexico. Very early in his career. He did a little acting. He appeared as himself in the 1983 film, The Last Fight, released after his death. Okay? The movie was dedicated to him. In it, Sanchez shared scenes with Ruben Blades, who played a challenger to Sanchez's title. Okay? He had a wife, Maria Teresa, and 2 sons, Christian, Salvador, and Omar. Remember, he had a nephew, Salvador Sanchez II, who was a professional boxer. And there you have it. The Invincible Eagle, Salvador Sanchez. That was a short one. And we're gonna take a look at the top 10 Mexican boxers of all time today. Mike Rhyme, what's happening? Mike Rhyme in the building. What's up, Mike? How are you today, sir? Just finished the profile on some Mexican great Salvador Sanchez, whose career was cut short right in the middle of his prime when he died in a car accident. Still voted by the International Boxing Writers of America as the 3rd best featherweight of all time, even though his career was cut short right in the middle of his prime. Okay? Still in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, a record of 44 wins and 1 loss. His loss came early, very early in his career, against a former champion, veteran fighter. Okay. So I gotta replace Canelo with somebody. Al Booker has convinced me to take him off my list of all-time Mexican top 10, which I was considering doing anyway. You know, no juicer. What's up, Mike Ryan? What's up with you today, bro? Thursday afternoon, heading toward the weekend. Artur Beterbiev in the ring this weekend. I call him Hands of Stone 2. You know, the girl who ran was the original Hands of Stones. Hands of Stone. Artur Beterbiev is the Hands of Stone number 2. I'll just move everybody back one and get Canelo on out of there. Who am I going to put in this place? Most of these guys are already on there. Ricardo Lopez, he's on there. Miguel Canto, I think I'll put him in Canelo's place. Okay. Miss Cass, what's happening? I thought you was asleep. Good morning, Miss Cass. At 2:40 in the afternoon. Good to see you. Welcome aboard and all that stuff. I'm over here in the den today. Nice little office over here in the den. I might make this my permanent office. Wow. It's Cass. I got it set up nice over here. Had to move some of your junk around. But how are you doing today? Miss Cass in the building. Getting ready to take a look at the Cass Sports top 10 Mexicans of all time. Trying to let some people get into the building. I probably dropped the link early today because moving right along today. Yeah, had to make an adjustment. I had Canelo on the list. I didn't want to put him on there. But now that one person has agreed with me that he shouldn't be on there, he's out of there. No Canelo. No known juices. No, like I said, it might be juices on the list, but no known juicers. You know what I'm saying? Canelo was a known juicer. And I always thought Canelo was manufactured, you know. Okay, but that's enough on Canelo. Everybody slides down one. Okay. I just got to remember that as I'm going through it. Let's do it. Okay. Top 10 Mexican boxers of all time. The Cat Sports top 10 Mexican boxers of all time, that is. That's right. No known cheaters, Al Booker. Thank you. Al Booker is right on target. No known cheaters. Okay. Now in Mexico, boxing isn't a sport. It's a way of life. Deeply embedded in the culture of a proud fighting nation. Globally, Mexico is known as a boxing powerhouse, boasting some of the greatest fighters in the sport's history. Mexican fighters are known for their skill, grit, and determination. From agile counterpunchers to knockout specialists, they have been outstanding across all divisions, captivating boxing audiences worldwide for decades. And coming in at number 10 is Miguel Canto. Okay. Now he's regarded as one of the greatest flyweight champions in boxing history. Okay. Canto took the title from Shoji Oguma in 1975 and proceeded to notch 14 title defenses, defeating the likes of Betulio Gonzalez, Lupe Madera, Martin Vargas, and Antonio Abelar. A slick, defensively gifted boxer, he scored only 15 stoppages in 61 career wins. Okay. Slick defensive boxer, not known as a stopper. Okay. Somebody they described Devin Haney. 15 knockouts and 61 wins. Okay. Bear with me for one moment, please. Slow today. But that's all right. I talked to the 5 people in it. Had the lights looking good. Ooh, yeah. Somebody just hit it. All right. So I gotta slide everybody up one. Okay. So let me see. Gotta remember that. Gotta slide everybody down one slide. Because Canelo is out of there. Okay, so at number 9 will be Eric Morales. Okay. Eric Morales comes in at number 9. I didn't even take the time to find out these people's records. I was running late today. Got in late. Got a little summary on Eric. I gotta find it. Oh, goodness. Don't tell me. Just bear with me for a second. My people. But anyway, Eric Morales was number 9. There we go. Okay, just a little short summary. Known as El Terrible, Eric Morales was his country's first fighter to ever win world titles in 4 weight classes. Okay, ranging from super bantamweight to light welterweight. 4 different weight classes. Wow, super bantamweight, featherweight, super bantamweight is 122, right? 126, 130, 135. That's like 5 of them to me. Super bantamweight, featherweight, junior lightweight, junior welterweight. You like Eric Morales, Al Booger? Okay, yeah, Eric was cool, man. Okay. Then at number 8, Ricardo Lopez. Ricardo Lopez at number 8. Okay. Ricardo Lopez. Arguably the most refined and masterful technical boxer in the sport's history. Ricardo Lopez finished his professional career undefeated with 51 wins, 38 knockouts, and the only blemish being a 1998 technical draw with Rosendo Alvarez, who he later beat that same year. So, El Finitos is undoubtedly one of the greatest smaller weight champions in boxing history. His numbers speak for themselves, with world titles in the sport's 2 lightest divisions, including 21 title defenses and 0 losses. So what's this about Floyd 50? This man is 51-0, but he got a draw on there. So I guess that's what, Ricardo Lopez, okay, 51-0, 38 knockouts at number 8. You like him, Al Booker? Ricardo Lopez. He was 51-0, but he had a draw. Okay. At number 7, Carlos Zarate. Okay, Carlos Zarate at number 7. People don't know what they're missing. Carlos Zarate. Okay, here's Carlos. One of the biggest punchers ever to step into the ring, Carlos Zarate rallied to bantamweight world title supremacy from 1976 to 1979. Okay, he won 52 consecutive fights before his first career defeat to fellow great Wilfredo Gomez. Okay, 52 straight fights before he lost. Zarate was a brutal knockout artist whose most famous success came in an all-Mexican showdown against Alfonso Zamora. All right, number 7, Carlos Zarate. Coming in at number 6, Marco Antonio Barrera. Marco Antonio Barrera. There we go. Yeah, Marco Antonio. At number 6. That's Juan Manuel. No. I'm looking for Marco Antonio. I had to jump around, jump up and get down, jump around. Hey, oh, wait a minute now. Bear with me, excuse me for a second. Okay, here we go. Marco Antonio Barrera. He is number 6. Okay. Embodying the true Mexican style and spirit, Marco Antonio Barrera was a 3-division world champion who rallied to impressive victories over the likes of Prince Nassim Hamed, Kevin Kelly, and Johnny Tapia. Barrera's hate-filled trilogy with Erik Morales between 2000 and 2004 is written in the Mexican boxing folklore, having won the best of their three pulsating bets. He won the first of their three fights. Yeah, that was something. Him and Erik Morales. They had that was a trilogy there, boy. Woo. Okay. Number 5, Vicente Saldivar. Vicente Saldivar at number 5. Excuse me for a second. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Damn. Knock my water over. I stopped with some of it. It's all good. Okay. Number 5, Vicente Saldivar. Rising from one of the poorest parts of Mexico City, Vicente Saldivar became a 2-time featherweight world champion between 1964 and 1970, and is regarded as one of the greatest southpaws ever. One of the greatest southpaws ever. Vicente Saldivar at number 5. Number 4, Juan Manuel Marquez. Juan Manuel Marquez. Wasn't aware I was putting Canelo in front of Juan Manuel. He's in the top 5 of the best Mexican fighters of all time. Yeah, I used to like Juan Manuel Marquez. Yeah. Remember that when he put Manny's lights out. I thought Manny was dead laying there. Manny's wife was crying and carrying on. Juan Manuel Marquez. Number 4. He was remembered for his incredible counterpunching and combinations. Juan Manuel Marquez is a true Mexican great with memorable victories over Orlando Salido, Marco Antonio Barrera, and that remarkable knockout of Manny Pacquiao, the one I was just talking about. Yeah. You talking about Marco Antonio Barrera, Alberga? Yeah. Other Mexican greats. Yeah. That remarkable knockout over Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. Yeah, Barrera. Yeah, what was he? He was 7. No, he was 6. Okay. Saldivar was 5. Okay, at number 3, Ruben Olivares. Okay. Remember him, Alberga? Ruben Olivares? Yeah, Mexicans, man. They had some great fighters. Ruben Olivares comes in at number 3. One of the greatest bantamweight fighters in history, Ruben Olivares possessed a devastating trademark left hook, which helped him become a 3-time world champion in 105 career fights. Number 2, Salvador Sanchez, who we just talked about in the profile for today. Salvador, got a quick little summation of him right here. Salvador Sanchez. Okay. Yeah, a fatal car crash tragically cut short the life and career of the legendary featherweight world champion, one of the greatest featherweights ever. Salvador Sanchez was just 28 years old, leaving us to ponder what more he could have achieved in the ring. Okay. Outside of all he did achieve in there, remember? During his brief but brilliant time at the top, the Invincible Eagle sealed his place in the Hall of Fame with famous wins over fellow inductees Danny Lopez, Wilfredo Gomez, and Azuma Nelson. That was a legendary run there. He fought all four of them back to back to back to back. Okay. Lopez twice, Gomez and Azuma Nelson. Legendary run. Like 81, 82, went 4-0. All former champions, all Hall of Famers. And of course, at number one, Julio Cesar Chavez. He had a couple of questionable wins. He really lost to Meldrick Taylor, Sweet. You know, Meldrick Taylor was the one that stopped that unbeaten streak, but they didn't give it to him. They stopped the fight with 2 seconds left. Meldrick Taylor had on all 3 cards. That was Richard Steele, the Tony Weeks of his era. You know, take that envelope. If the fighter can't get it done, you know, leave it to Richard Steele to do it. And he was actually the commissioner of the state of New Jersey. Commissioner of the New Jersey State Boxing Commission. Richard Steele with his cheating ass. Okay, Al Booker said, don't know, Ruben. Admittedly, I didn't pay that much attention to the lower weight classes coming up. Yeah, I didn't either. I had really, like the last couple of years, really start paying attention to them. Especially when you get low, like below like 122, you know, like junior bantamweight, flyweight, and what's below that, straw weight, minimum weight, or something weight. You know, no grown man should weigh less than 110 pounds. Okay, just shouldn't, man. But I guess somebody got to be jockeys and fight them lower weight classes. So you know, yeah, Al Booker, I never really paid that much attention to the lower weight classes either. To be honest with you, nope. Okay, yeah, Julio Cesar Chavez is number one. Who else? When you talking about the greatest of the Mexican fighters, he have to be number one. Although he had a couple of questionable fights in there, but he still was the greatest to me, as far as Mexicans. Because when Mexican boxing is mentioned, the first name in the discussion is always Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., because they had a son. Always. Okay, not Canelo. Julio Cesar Chavez is always the first name come to my mind. I kind of hate the stoppage, but I actually understand it too. It's the fighter's job to make it to the end, not the ref. But what more damage could you do to somebody in 2 seconds that wasn't already done? You know? I mean, if you're going to stop the fight with 2 seconds, what more couldn't nothing else be done to the man in 2 seconds? If something was wrong, it was already done. That was just cheating, I think. 2 seconds? Come on, man. 2 seconds. 1001, 1002. Ding, that's it. What more could be done to the man in that amount of time? 2 seconds. I just don't get that. If you was going to stop it with 2 seconds, you should have been stopped it. What did he see in 2 seconds? You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, but I understand. It is the fighter's job to make it to the end, not the rest. You know. But yeah, I just don't get that. I would like to ask Richard Steele, you know. What did you see that made you think the man couldn't make it 2 more seconds? You know? What was it, 12 rounds then? I think it was 12 by then, right? Al Booker, that fight, I think. Yeah. I believe they're going to 12 rounds by then. Yeah. The man made it 11 rounds and 58 seconds. But Richard Steele felt he couldn't make it those final 2. And if the man, some kind of damage was done to the man, that last 2 seconds wasn't going to save him. The damage was already done. But hey, that's history. Julio Cesar Chavez is still my number one Mexican fighter of all time. Okay. Julio Cesar Chavez. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 12 around that time, Al Booker, because that was like in the 90s, right? Early 90s. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there you have it. Top 10 Mexican fighters of all time. Let's review it right quick. Okay. Excuse me. At number 10, Miguel Cantu. Number 9, Eric Morales. Number 8, Ricardo Lopez. Number 7, Carlos Zarate. It sounds like you're the most happy with this list than all of them so far this week, Albert. You know, the Europeans Monday, the who was Tuesday? Puerto Ricans Tuesday, the women yesterday, and Mexicans today. Sound like you kind of like this one, Albert. No, you kind of like this one. Now, where was it? Okay, 10, Miguel Cantu. 9, Eric Morales. 8, Ricardo Lopez. 7, Carlos Duarte. 6 was Marco Antonio Barrera. 5 was Vicente Saldivar. 4 was Juan Manuel Marquez. 3 was Ruben Olivares. 2 was Salvador Sanchez. 1 was Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. I did okay with those names. I've been hearing about them so much over the years. Normally, I would have butchered every one of them. BN Boxing News in the building. Salute, bro. Oh, you been a warrior today? Okay. I appreciate you. You're always in here. Oh, you know, BN Boxing News in the building. He's at work. Being a warrior today. Salute to BN Boxing News. You like the top 10 Mexicans list, BN Boxing News? I think Al Booker liked it. Oh, there you go. Oh, you missed the Puerto Ricans? Oh, let me run it to you real quick. Oh, did you hear it yesterday? You didn't hear the summaries and stuff on them, but yeah. Let me see. I got it right here. I got time. It only takes 5 seconds. I just got the what that was Tuesday, right? Today is the 11th. Tuesday was the 9th. Let me find the 9th. I saved everything. I got books in my closet from 1980s or stuff I'd have written down. I would have been a good historian. I missed my calling. Oh, here it is, Al Booker. Oh, you like it being Boxing News? Thank you. Okay, here's the Mexicans, top 10. Oh, no, Puerto Ricans. I think. Yeah. Okay, this was Tuesday. Top 10 Puerto Ricans. Number 10 was Jose Torres. Number 9 was Pedro Martinez. Number 8 was Wilfredo Vasquez. 7 was Edwin Rosario. 6 was Hector Camacho. So, you know, Hector 6, that top 5 got to be fire. Okay, yesterday. Well, I started now. 5, Miguel Cotto. 4, Wilfred Benitez. And Benitez was underrated because he fought in the Four Kings era, and those guys just overshadowed him, man. But he did very good against them. He beat Roberto Duran. Had a very close fight with Thomas Hearns, lost by decision. I think it might have been split or close unanimous. Had a very competitive fight with Sugar Ray, but Sugar Ray stopped him in the 15th round, last round. Never fought Hagler. I think Benitez went to junior middleweight. I don't think he ever went past his junior middleweight. I wish Bruce Gas was in here. 3 was Carlos Ortiz. 2 was Felix Trinidad. 1 was Wilfredo Gomez. And a classic Puerto Rican versus Mexican was Wilfredo Gomez and Salvador Sanchez. Both number 2 on my list, by the way. Wilfredo Gomez is number 1 on the Puerto Rican list, and Salvador Sanchez is number 2 on the Mexican list. So that was a classic. I watched it the other night. Salvador Sanchez stopped him in the 8th round, but it was a very competitive fight up to that point. And he dropped Gomez in the 1st round. And Larry Holmes was announcing, and this other guy, I forgot, old school fighter, and they thought it was over for Gomez after that 1st round. They said, that's it. He came back strong, man. Came back strong. And we're going to take a look at the featherweight division. And tomorrow, it will be top 10 American fighters of all time, which will be very similar to that list I did on all time, overall top 10. I did that about a month ago. Top 10 fighters of, just period, any nationality. The American list has got like 8 of the 10 on that, I'm American, so I'm biased, A Mexican doing all-time overall top 10 probably be more Mexicans on it. A Puerto Rican would have more Puerto Ricans on it. So American, there's more Americans on it. More African Americans, by the way. But you'll see tomorrow. Yeah. I just had to go back and get that list and just add, take 2 off and add 2 to it. And there's Lonnie Lee in the building. What's up, Lonnie? Did you work some overtime today, Lonnie? You normally been in here. You gotta be past that red light. A salute to Lonnie Lee in the building on Thursday. We got fights coming up this weekend too. I'm gonna take a look at that card tomorrow. Everybody's coming in now. Mike Mazik. I already did the breakdown. What's up, Mike Mazik? Masick? I'm sorry. I hope I'm getting your name right. Mike Masick. It looks like Mazik. I'm not good with names. So you hear me butchering all these names, so yeah, I did the Mexican top 10 Mexicans. Now everybody wants to come in. I should have started the show at 3 today. But salute. It's good to see everybody. Miss Cass is in the building, y'all. And then she went back to sleep. Okay. And tomorrow is going to be a top 10 all Americans, and I haven't decided on the profile yet. It's going to be somebody from that list. It might be Marvelous. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Will be the profile tomorrow, as I do the top 10 Americans. And Al Booger says that American list is going to be tough. Yeah, so many great American fighters. Good luck. I almost got it, Al Booger. I almost got it. I got 2 slots left. Yeah. So don't miss tomorrow. It was tough too. It was tough. The top 5 wasn't. The top 5 was easy. It was the 6 through 10 that was tough. I thought the top 5 was very easy. I think you'll like it. 6 through 10 was the tough part. Remo. Hashtag JBT. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Oh, that Let's Talk Fashion was fine. I don't know how I missed it, Remo, yesterday. I just saw it this morning. I was watching a little 10-minute preview you did. I thought that was the show yesterday. I was watching that. I thought that was the show. Then I found the show this morning when you were sitting there talking with the other guy on the couch. I said, oh, I don't know how I missed it. You see all the cursing I did in the comments, Remo, because I missed it. I don't know if you saw it yet. I cursed myself out in your comments because I missed it, man. I was supposed to have been in there. I wanted to be in there when it was happening, but I'll be in the next one. I don't know how I did that. But Remo hashtag JBT is in the building. That's true, Al Booger. That's a good idea. Top 10 bigger weights. Like cut it off somewhere around welterweight. And then start the bigger weights at middleweight. Middleweight, super middleweight. Middleweight up. Junior middleweight on down. Yeah. Something like that. But that is a very good idea. The way I found it, I put in Remo hashtag JBT and the whole thing. But there it is right there. There it is right there for anybody looking for Remo hashtag JBT's page. Just Do Boxing is in the building. Salute to Just Do Boxing. Coming up at 4 o'clock today. as always, 4 o'clock p.m. It is Remo's link in the chat right there for anybody to that needs it. Salute to Just Do Boxing. Came in the building. He's usually listening already. Appreciate you. Just Do Boxing. If you was listening, how do you like my top 10 Mexican all-time list? Just Do. You like it? What is that, Al Booker? Is that YouTube.com? Richie Remo. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then we're gonna take a look at then I'm gonna drop the link. What did I say? Featherweight today. Okay. Bear with me for a second, please. Everybody came in late. Y'all missed it. It was just basically like me, Al Booker, and me and Boxing News or somebody else when I was doing the top 10. But okay, let's take a look at the history of the featherweight division. 126. Okay. 126. But that was one of the divisions that has been around forever because remember, the junior, the super, they called trainer divisions. They didn't always have those. Most of these came around like the 20s, you know, that kind of time frame. I don't know what happened here. What's going on with my chat, man? Excuse my language. I hit something. Oh, there it is. I got it back. I get ready to get scared. Everything just disappeared, man. Wow. The whole screen just disappeared. Hi, Mrs. Cass. How are you? I knocked my water over right there. I'll get it. Mrs. Cass came on and I done made a mess. I got scared. But she's not mad. Okay. I don't know why. What's wrong with my laptop? Oh. Bear with me for 1 second, please. I don't know about I'm having technical difficulties, but I'm going to get it. There it is. I got it. Now, history of the featherweight division. That's what we're doing. That's what started all these problems. 126. Okay. How was everybody this Thursday afternoon? We got the Bear coming up Saturday. Arthur Beterbiev. Y'all hear those people talking about upset Callum Smith? What they've been drinking? Arthur Beterbiev is going to preserve his 100% knockout rate and everything Saturday. I don't think it's going to be no upset. Nah. But it's boxing. It is boxing. So, you know. Okay. History of the featherweight division. 126 pounds. Okay. Now, featherweight boxing weighs in at a limit of 126 pounds. Now, in the early days of the division, the limit used to fluctuate. Okay. The British generally always recognized the limit at 126. But in America, the weight limit was at first 114 pounds. Right? And early champion George Dixon moved the limit to 120. How's the champion going? It says the early champion George Dixon moved the limit to 120. Then he moved it to 122. Then finally in 1920, the United States made the limit a permanent 126. Okay. Now, the 1860 fight between Narby Clark and Jim Elliott is sometimes called the first featherweight championship. However, The division only gained wide acceptance in 1889 after the Ware Frank Murphy fight, one of the most famous fights of all time. How come I ain't never heard of it then? Well, I heard of it now. Since the end of the 2000s and early 2010s, the featherweight division is one of the most active in boxing, with fighters such as Orlando Salido, Chris John, Juan Manuel Lopez, Celestino Caballero, Yuriokis Gamboa, Elio Rojas, Israel Vasquez, Cristobal Cruz, Rafael Marquez, Rocky Juarez, Steven Luvano, Nassim Hamed, Marco Antonio Barrera, and Manny Pacquiao. Now, the current world champions are, okay, this division is pretty spread out. In the WBA, it's Lee Wood. WBC is Ray Vargas. Is it? Yeah. Ray Vargas. But he had to fight somebody for it, but okay. If they say it's Ray Vargas, it's Ray Vargas. IBF is Luis Alberto Lopez. What? No. That don't sound right. WBO is Rafael Espinoza. I know that's right because he just beat Robisi. I know the WBA is Lee Wood and the WBO is Rafael Espinoza. I could have sworn Luis Alberto Lopez got beat by not Josh Warrington, the other English guy. Anybody know his name? Put it in the chat. That beat Luis Alberto Lopez. Didn't some English guy beat him? I thought. It wasn't Josh Warrington. It was I think it's his name. Because Lopez beat him the first time and lost the rematch. Remember? Yeah. But here's the rankings. Okay. Now, champion is vacant. Okay, now these seem up to date. They sound okay. Hardcore boxing news in the building. What's up, Jay Hardcore? Jay Hardcore in the building. Looking at the featherweight division, the rankings. These rankings are done by Ring Magazine, and they seem pretty okay. You know, like I say, Ring is owned by Oscar, but I'm not gonna hold that against him. Okay. Salute the J Hardcore. Hashtag JBT. Ruben Villa. Okay, thank you, Albert. Right. Yeah. I thought that what was his name? Luis Alberto Lopez had got beat. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of old. But anyway, I know Lee Wood has the WBA, and Espinoza just beat Obisi for the WBO. Okay. Now, the Ring Magazine has the champion vacant. Yeah, a lot of their divisions, they just keep champion vacant. Okay. Because they don't have anybody actually fighting for belts. You know, Ring is not a sanctioning body, you know. Okay, number 1, Lee Wood. Ranked number 2, Luis Alberto Lopez. Number 3, Ray Vargas. Number 4, Brandon Figueroa. At number 5 is Rafael Espinoza. Yeah, he just beat Robisi. And coming in right behind him at 6 is Robisi. I wonder if they had a rematch clause in it. I would like to see that again, because that was a very, very good fight. Anybody see that? Robisi and Espinoza, that was a very good fight. Then they tried to cheat Espinoza. They took forever to hand the cards, and then they made the announcement that because it was for the WBO and it was in Florida, and they said the Florida State Athletic Commission is huddled up with the WBO talking. What they talking about? Give that man his belt. They tried to cheat him, but they couldn't do it. It was so clear cut they couldn't do it because Espinoza knocked Robisi down in the 12th round. Now, if he hadn't got that knocked down in the 12th round, they would have robbed him. And I still don't even think he really needed that knockdown. He still had to fight one. But if he hadn't got that, yeah, they was going to give that back to Robisi. Yeah, they tried to rob her. What is the state athletic commission huddled up with the sanctioning body after the fight? What are they talking about? Hand the cards in, man. They took forever trying to doctor the card. Or either it could have been this. Somebody could have stopped somebody from cheating. That could have been what the conversation was about too. Like, no, you can't do that. It was too clear cut. But I don't know. That haven't stopped them before. Look at Rolly and Barroso, how they stopped that fight. And okay, where was I? Yeah, Robeisy was number 6, right behind Espinosa. At 7 was Mauricio Lara. Yeah, Mauricio Lara. Yeah, he went over there and got beat too. 8 is Josh Warrington. Yeah. 9, Ray Abe. Yeah, there you go, Al Booker. 10, Ruben Vila. And they got him all the way at 10. Well, anyway, Rolly is a champion in the 140. They ain't even have him in the top 10, and rightfully so. He don't deserve to be. He should have never had the belt. And I hope Tony Weeks was on his Christmas list this year, on Rolly's Christmas list. What could Rolly have said to Barroso when he jumped up on that ring apron Saturday after Barroso stopped the dude? Stopped O'Hara Davies? Remember, Rolly jumped up there and congratulated him. What could he say to him? Well, I'm glad you won because they cheated you against me. What do you say to somebody? You know they beat you or was beating you. Now you see them knock their next opponent out. And what you gonna say when you jump up on the ring apron? You deserve this belt I got? I don't know. That's crazy. It looked like there'd been a fly on top of one of the ring ropes, on top of the ring post or something listening. Okay. Longest title reigns at featherweight. Johnny Kilbane held the New York State Athletic Commission title, which was really big back in the day, for 11 years. Wow. Chris John held the WBA for 10 years. Abe Attell held the this just says world, 8 years. Eusebio Pedraza, he had the WBA for 7 years. That's some long range. Gary Russell Jr. had the WBC for 6 years. Those are some long title reigns there, man. Which one was that, Al Booker? Oh, you saw the one, you're talking about the one between Robeisy and Espinosa, right, Jay? Where they tried to cheat. Yeah. Yeah, Al Booker, they tried to cheat. And then they had the long conversation after the fight took forever to hand the cards in. They was either trying to figure out how to cheat or somebody was stopping them from cheating. They took forever. Right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I tell my wife, yeah, they're gonna rob this guy. But they gave it to him. Because the only thing saved him, he got that knockdown in the 12th round. Because not for that, they was gonna rob him. Yeah, Robeisy would still have that title. But he didn't need that knockdown. I think Robeisy needed a knockout by the 12th round. Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy how they tried to do that, man. Boxing is something else. I tell you, boxing is crazy. But they couldn't do it. The right man got it. Start looking at my phone because my phone is way ahead of my laptop. Like 10 comments ahead. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? Wow. I see what you mean, Jay, when you say you use your phone for everything. That worked putting the link in too, the way you showed me that, Jay, with the phone instead of the laptop. Yeah, I get it right on the first time every time. Yeah. And I'm getting ready to get it right now. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah. I'm getting ready to get it right now. Bear with me for 1 second, please. Just 1 second. Everybody's day going okay? Yeah, when Ramirez versus Espinosa, the Native American dude, came down and talked to them. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. They took forever to hand the card to. There was some shenanigans going on or trying to go on. Yeah. But the right man won. But I wondered if Obese had a rematch clause. I wouldn't mind seeing that again because it was a good fight. Espinosa was this big, tall guy, you know? Looked like he should be fighting that welterweight or something, like the Towering Inferno. Where is he? What's up with all these guys keep losing and just disappear? Remember Castano after he lost to Mel? Haven't seen him. And then Robisi, not Robisi, Rashidi after he lost to Vila. That's been a year now. It was January 6th last year on the Tank Hector card, remember? Haven't seen him. And then somebody we was just talking about. Who was it, Al Booger? Somebody else got beat. Oh yeah, the Towering Inferno. Pandora when he lost to Mendoza. Haven't seen him anymore. Does the loss hurt him that bad? Will they just disappear? Castano, that fight was in 2022. Now, I thought Castano did win their first fight against Mel. He should have been undisputed, the one they called a draw. And I was pulling for Mel, but I think Castano pulled that one out. Now, Mel stopped him in the rematch, clearly. But that first fight, I really think they robbed Castano. Maybe that's what's wrong with him. He came that close to should have been undisputed. But, may not never get another shot. Just like Catterall, man. He should have been undisputed, remember? They cheated him against Georgetown. And, you get cheated out of undisputed, you may not ever get even fight for undisputed again. So that's really bad. That's history, And to get cheated out, it's bad to get cheated at any time. But undisputed, that's terrible. And you don't never know when you're going to get a shot at undisputed. The way the belts are so spread out and everything, Look at 130. 4 different champions. A unification fight nowhere in sight. And the women, every time the women fight, they unify in something more, undisputed, I wonder what's going on with Franchon and Savannah Marshall. Remember, Savannah Marshall was in line for the winner because she was the champion in recess. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. I think Savannah gets her again. I really do. What y'all think? You think Savannah gets her again? Okay, here comes the old link. Promotional companies write them off, BN Boxing News. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. The promotional company write them off. So yeah, you got to think about that part of it too. Yeah, that's true. That's bad, man. But it's true. Yeah, that's a part of it. Yeah, that business side, man. They just get forgotten, get caught up in the mix. Yeah. And then, Tubi and Boxing News, they might get offered fights where they don't want. Promotional company might try to make them into a gatekeeper or something. They don't want that, I still want to see Rashidi and Boots. Boots would beat him, but, I still would want to see it. That'd be a good name for Boots, I think, Rashidi. Yeah. Let me get this link in there. We got 30 minutes before the voice comes in here. Just do boxing at 4 o'clock. Gotta be quiet for a minute. Let me see. Yeah, just do boxing at 4. So I'm dropping the link. Anybody want to chop it up for 30 minutes? We're going to do it. Went 3 minutes over the other day. It was going so good. Where's that McQueen at? I haven't seen him in a while. He might be listening. Haven't seen him in any other thing. In the Hangout, Just Do, The Rise. He might be voyeuring. A voyeur. Voyeuring. It's beautiful up here in Maryland today. After the rain and the cold the last couple of days. That one day was just Tuesday. That rain was crazy. I was out there too. Okay. Whoop, there it is. Yeah, Boots will watch him. You're right, Mike. He will. I just want to get some fights for the dude, man, you know? Conor Ben. Somebody fight this guy, man. Stanionis. Stanionis should be ready to get back in there. Remember, he had his fight called off against Virgil in what? Was that July? Haven't heard from him. Yeah, you said, right, Al Booker, I remember now. You let Rashidi. Yeah. Just like I said yesterday, he been off all that time. But yeah, Boots is not the first one you want to jump back in there with. No. He might be off for like 5 years and jump right back in there against Boots. Boots just ready to tear the fur off somebody too. I think it's going to be Barrios. Yeah. Barrios is developing a pretty good resume. Lately got Tank, Keith Thurman, Ugas on it. Yeah. About to get Boots. I liked that Boots and Conor Ben. Remember Conor Ben said he would take it? Would take the smoke? I like that fight. And like my buddy Jay Harcourt said, go over there and do it in the UK. Them people appreciate boxing. I can see them going crazy over Boots. Over there in the UK. He probably would have his next fight after that over there. Yeah. What weight class is that other guy? Is what's his name, son? The one that Floyd dropped with the check hook that time. English guy. Come on, somebody give me his name. His son is a fighter. Tough man, welterweight. Bud fought him. Yeah, he fought everybody. What's his name? Floyd dropped it. His son is, I think, it's like a Ricky Hatton, right? His son, Ricky Hatton. That's him. He's got a son that's fighting now. So he's not ready for Boots though. No way. Boots might ruin that young guy's career. Yeah, that's right, Remo. Thank you, Ricky Hatton. Yeah, I think his son is a welterweight, or it might be 140. But no, don't put that kid in there with Boots. That kid might retire after that. You know, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. But boxing is good. I'm gonna do a little breakdown on the card tomorrow. You know how I do. What they've been doing, all that type of stuff, records. You got the Bear. Viterbiab in there tomorrow against Callum Smith. I think he keeps his knockout, his 100% knockout rate intact. Oh, Virgil said he wants Tim Tszyu. That would be good, fan friendly, while it lasts. He said he'll go over there and do it. I would take Tszyu. What y'all think about that, Virgil and Tim Tszyu? I would take Tim Tszyu. Yeah, in that one. Yeah. Virgil. It would be a good fight, though. It would be a very good fight. Yeah. Virgil was tough. We still didn't get to see, like we wanted to see how he was going to work out, after his layoff and the sickness and all that. We still didn't get to see nothing. How long did it last? A minute and something? Like a minute and a half? Something like that. I was all over Tony Weeks at first, but then after his explanation, you can't really blame him. He don't want that on him, And if something had happened, and that guy would have went into a coma or unconscious or something, all the blame would have been squarely on Tony Weeks. Why didn't he stop it? Look how fast he stopped Roland Barroso. Didn't he let the guy, everybody would have been on him. So I can understand his thinking now. Yeah. Once I got the whole story. Yeah. I would have did the same thing. The guy shouldn't have been in there, man. It seemed like they just went and found a doctor to okay it. And why would he want to get in there? An aneurysm? That's some serious stuff, man. And they did that with the boxer the same time they did it right now, laying up in the hospital in Japan and unconscious from a fight. That makes it 10 times as bad. It's bad enough, but then you've just got a boxer right now in the hospital from injuries, head injuries due to a brain injury due to boxing. And they're going to do some mess like that? Golden Boy is trash, man. Look how they left Ryan. And Oscar's so big up on right now. First time they lose Oscar, leave him in there by himself. Him and B-Hop. The Bopsy twins, Oscar and B-Hop. What did Oscar say? He had a death threat. But he's sitting up there that same week at the final press conference outside up on a stage. But he had a word about a death threat at the press conference. Is that crazy? Now, if Ryan had won that fight, Oscar and B-Hop would have been the first ones in that press room. They would have been in there waiting for the press to get there. Death threat, I tell you, man. It's crazy. Boxing is crazy, but we love it. We love it. And we are into a great stretch right now. We got some women coming up. I think it's the women are next weekend, I believe. Natasha Jonas and who is it? Michaela Mayer, welterweight. And look, like I just said a little while ago, women are always unifying something, going for some kind of title or something. Why can't the men do that, man? Men be having 4 different champions in the division and tiptoeing around each other like they scared of their own shadow or something. Wouldn't even mention a unification fight, let alone have a unification. They won't even mention a unification fight with each other. I believe it's Natasha Jonas and Michaela Mayer. I think. I'm checking now. Yeah. Take notice, man. Look at 130. They got 4 different belts there. 126 too. 135 is getting ready to. They got Abdul Rahim, WBA, Shakur, WBC, Loma, and Cambosa's going for the IBF. And I guess sometime this year we're going to have somebody going after the other one. Bad left hook. WBO. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then they'll be looking around scared to even mention a unification fight. But Tank don't need no belt. He's the face of boxing. He's gonna make money and his stuff gonna sell. He could fight Santa Claus or somebody. It's gonna be 500 pay-per-views. So it's the other guys that need to mix it up and try to make the stuff interesting and get the fans interested in it. Some unification fights or something. Who wants to see Loma and George Kambosos? You know, it's getting like the WWF wrestling. You know who's gonna win? You know, Loma and Kambosos. Wow, I wonder who's gonna win that one. Come on, man. Yeah, the women is next. Showbox returns next Wednesday too. Yep. You know, Tasha Jonas and Michaela Mayer, January 20th. Then we got some fights from Japan. I think Monster's little brother's on that card. January 23rd, yeah. I thought he was. Takuma Inoue. Nope, he's not on that one. Then Munguia and John Ryder. The towering Frontals sister Gabriela Pandora. And she's just like him. What is he like? 6'7", 8 or 6'7" or something, fighting at junior middleweight. She's 5'9", fighting at 112, fighting at flyweight. Seems like she should 5'9". How did she get down to 112 pounds? Yeah. So boxing is in excellent shape, man, going forward. That is a great card. The T.O. card, top ranked card, yeah. So far it's T.O. and Jermaine Ortiz and Keyshawn and Jose Pedraza. Don't sleep on that one. That is a good fight. I don't know how much Pedraza has left in the tank, but that guy has a fire resume, man. Pedraza's like Oscar. Pedraza done fought every damn body, man. Everybody. You name it. Pedraza has fought him. Good test for Keyshawn. I got Keyshawn pulling it out, but that is a good test for him. Jose Pedraza? Yeah. Well, we're winding down another episode of Cat Sports on a Thursday afternoon. Remember, tomorrow is going to be the top 10 the Cat Sports top 10 American boxers of all time. This has been top 10 week. Okay. And tomorrow, the final day, will be the top 10 American boxers of all time. And the profile will be on Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So don't miss that one. Okay. We've done the Europeans Monday. We've done the Puerto Rican top 10 Tuesday. We did the top 10 women of all time yesterday. Today was the top 10 Mexican fighters of all time. Tomorrow was the top 10 Americans. I already got it done. I got 2 slots left, 9 and 10. Now, like Al Booker was saying, it was very hard, but the top 5 wasn't that bad. 6 through 10 was the hardest part. The top 5 wasn't bad at all. There's William Old School Rand. Thomas Hill in here? I didn't see Thomas Hill come in the building. I see the Old School come in. What's up, Old School? William Old School Rand. I didn't see Thomas Hill. Oh, there he is. I keep slipping up. Or I see that Jalise Hart, but that I keep forgetting that's Thomas. That's the one and only Thomas Hill. Sorry, Thomas Hill. You gotta remember that. Put a TH or something behind that Jalise Hart, man. You know? But that is Thomas Hill in the building. Old School. All my people came in here late. I'm getting ready to get out of Dodge now. But better late than never. Oh, is that Old School's link? Okay. I mean, whose link is that, Al Booker? StreamYard. Okay. But don't forget, tomorrow is top 10 American boxers of all time, with the profile being Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Just Do Boxing coming in next. Jay Hardcore. Spins the block. Comes back at 8. He's on his way around the block now. He'll be back around all the way back around it by 8. Okay. And then the Rise podcast will shut it down at 9 o'clock. Okay. The JBT ends the day in style. Rise podcast always got something fire for us at the end of the night. Okay. And I'm getting ready to, I got to get this water by wasting the floor for my wife coming in. Oh, well, she already saw it. I ain't scared no more. Yeah. She didn't beat me up yet. You might didn't want it to be on it. You ought to hear it. I wanted some more of that water too. I waste half of it in the floor. What's up, Thomas Hill? How are you today, sir? You missed the top 10 Mexicans of all time. Wow. Number 10 was Eric. No, number 10 was Miguel 2. 9 was Eric Morales. 8 was Ricardo Lopez. 7 was Carlos Zarate. 6 was it Marco Antonio Barrera. 5 was Vicente Saldivar. 4 was Juan Manuel Marquez. Bad boy there. 3 was Ruben Olivares. 2 was Salvador Sanchez. Had a car accident in the middle of his prime at 28. Still called the number 3 featherweight of all time by none other than the Boxers Writers Association of America. Just think if he hadn't died at 28, he probably would have been the number 1 featherweight. And number 1, of course, was who else? But Julio Cesar Chavez. Okay. Me and Al Booker disagreed on the Melvin Taylor fight. Al Booker said, the fighters got to keep the fight going, not the referee or something like that. But I said, 2 seconds, what more damage could have been done? Why you stop the fight with 2 seconds? 1001, 1002, that's it. What more can he do in 2 seconds, man? The man made it. It was 12 rounds by that time. 11 rounds and 58 seconds. Well, we going to kill him in the last 2 seconds or something, but no. But still, oh, no, you got a point there, Albert. You always have a point. I appreciate your feedback. But still, Julio Cesar Chavez is still number 1 Mexican fighter of all time. Because when you say Mexican boxing, what's the first name come to mind? Julio Cesar Chavez. And I know y'all noticed whose name wasn't on my list. Cinnamon. Because he is a known proven cheater. There might be other cheaters on the list, who knows, but you can't call them that because they wasn't caught. Canelo was caught cheating. So no, I don't rock with cheaters, man. So he didn't make the cut. Okay? Didn't make the cut. Because if you get caught one time cheating, how many times you didn't get caught cheating? How many times you didn't get caught cheating? So nah, I couldn't rock with Canelo. Actually had him on there, but I didn't want to. But then when I came in and Al Booker agreed with me, all I needed was one person to agree he shouldn't be on there, and he was history. He was scratch. Just can't do it. Plus, I think he's manufactured. The guy got at least 7 losses, man. At least 7. And how many down there in Mexico they cheat for him when he was down there fighting all the years? You know, he probably got about 10 or 15 losses, to be honest with you. He fought 60 times, probably like 45 and 15 or something. You know, but he didn't make my list. Thomas Hill says, true. Within the ring, it's skill set. And Salvador had the greatest skill set of any Mexican fighter. He just didn't get the length of career. That's right, Thomas Hill. That's why he was 2. Now, if he had lived and went through his whole career, no doubt he'd been 1. No doubt. That's the only reason why I had Julio Cesar Chavez beat him out, because, yeah, you know, he lost his life in his prime. But that is an excellent point, Thomas Hill. That's right, old school. 100%. It shouldn't be on anybody's list. Anybody. 100%. Yeah, Sanchez. Yeah, I had him too. T Hill. I had him too. Yeah. And I'm telling you, anybody, I watched that fight the other night. Wilfredo Gomez and Salvador Sanchez. Classic Puerto Rican versus Mexican, man. And think about this. Prime Salvador Sanchez, prime Inouye at 118. I got Sanchez. I'm going to borrow that last dollar from Jay, and I'm going to put it on Sanchez in that fight. It'll make everybody forget about Monster Inouye. When Sanchez get him in there, it'd probably be a decision, close decision. Bruce Gas in the building. Bruce Gas saw that Wilfredo Gomez and Salvador Sanchez. Bruce Gas, real quick. Prime Salvador Sanchez versus Prime Naoya Inoue, 118. Who you got? Who you got? Prime Salvador Sanchez, Prime Naoya Inoue, bantamweight, 118. Who you got in that one, Bruce Gas? Because I know you a person that saw both of them. I know you saw Salvador. You saw plenty of Salvador. I would be very interested to know who Bruce Gas got in that fight. I would have Sanchez. I'm a little biased because I'm from that era. You know what I mean? I'm a little biased towards Sanchez. But it would be a very good fight. That is a boxing fan's dream, fights like that. But Wilfredo Gomez and Salvador Sanchez was classic Puerto Rican versus Mexican. How come my show always gets the best at the end? That's when everybody starts coming in, and now it's time for me to go. Bruce Gas just got here. Yeah, man. But Just Do Boxing is coming up in 5 minutes. And I'm getting ready to get on out of here and get ready for Just Do Boxing. I'm going to get this water up out the floor so my wife can stop walking past here frowning. No, I'm just messing with her. She ain't been back. She only been in here one time. But I know she listening. Getting ready to get out of here. Another Good Cast Sports show. And I appreciate everybody. I'm going to run down the list real quick. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More was in the building today. Another Fire channel. I know everybody's down with Bruce Gas. Thomas Hill was in the building. Old School was in the building today. J Hardcore, hashtag JBT. That's the creator of JBT right there. J Hardcore. On the way around the block. He'll be back at 8. Over there in the hangout. See y'all over there, but see y'all right here. First, Just Do Boxing. Up next at 4 o'clock. The Voice. Remo, hashtag JBT, was in the building. Remo from hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. I missed it yesterday. I'm still mad. I saw it this morning on Friday show. Mike Masick was in the building. Lonnie Lee was in the building. I appreciate them guys. BN Boxing News was in the building. He in the building when I get here. He's at work listening. BN Boxing News. Oh, tomorrow, okay, Bruce Gas says, tomorrow is Joe Frazier's 80th birthday. I'm going on and doing a live about my memory of Joe at noon. Okay, please join me in sharing the conversation. Okay, Bruce Gas is going to have a conversation about his memories about smoking Joe Frazier tomorrow at noon, which is Joe Frazier's birthday. Don't miss that one. I'm not. Noon tomorrow. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. Smoking Joe Frazier. Okay, thank you for that, Bruce Gas. I will be there. And I'm sure a whole bunch of us will be over there. I'm glad you put that in there. BN Boxing News was in the building. Mike Ryan was in the building. Gregory Pratt, a.k.a. GP, hashtag JBT, was in the building. Al Booker was in the building. And the first one in the building today was the Rise Podcast himself, Woo! I must be getting there. Cat Sports is arriving. Rise Podcast was in here first. Okay. And they'll be here at 9 o'clock tonight, too, remember. Closing the showdown for the JBT. And that's it. Cat Sports appreciates everyone for supporting my growing channel. See y'all over at Just Do in a couple minutes. Cat Sports, y'all. Peace.